Hey guys, thanks for watching. In this video, I want to talk about what if I had to dwindle down my entire collection to a three-piece collection.
I really like my collection. So what three watches would I keep?
Now, obviously, number one on the list, my Omega Speedmaster. It's my favorite watch. It's my grail watch. If I can only have one watch, it would be my Omega Speedmaster.
My Speedmaster is definitely my most worn watch. I wear it way more than any other watch in my collection.
Number two on the list would be my vintage 1969 Omega Seamaster. I think that I would always keep this watch. It's just a timeless piece. It goes with everything, and I can't see myself never owning this watch. And then the third piece I would keep to round it off would be my Tudor Black Bay 58. I believe that it's an all-around great watch. It's a great diver, and I think having a chronograph, a vintage watch, and a dive watch, those are three really great watches to have in any collection. And if I can only have the three, those are the ones I would choose. There's a lot of great contenders in there. There's watches that my dad gave me that I would still keep, I guess, in some way or another, but this is not part of this three-piece collection. It's all part of the fun of the game. If I was to start a three-piece collection, if I can only have three watches and I had to choose watches that weren't in my collection, I guess that says I can't use the Speedmaster, huh? So I would definitely choose a Rolex Submariner. Now I've been thinking, do I want a vintage Rolex Submariner? Do I want the newest model? The newest model is all ceramic. It's never going to fade, and that bracelet, from what I hear, is the best bracelet that's been on a Rolex Submariner. The bracelet's a big part. I need a really good bracelet, but that ceramic, while it's scratch resistant, it's always going to stay that pristine. It's never going to fade. It's never going to have a cool vintage hue years and years down the line if I plan on keeping that watch. And I like that. I like that vintage look. That's what I like about my Speedmaster. I believe this is not ceramic. Is it aluminum? I'm not entirely sure. I should have maybe looked that up beforehand, but I'll throw something down here saying what it is. I'll look it up later when I'm editing. But it's gonna fade after a while, and I got the Hezolite crystal on my Speedmaster because I like that vintage hue. I like that it can get some nicks in it, and I can just take it out with, poly watch, I believe it's called. Yeah, it's poly watch. But yeah, the Submariner, I think I would go for like the 2010 and later model that was right before this newest model that came out. Bracelet seems to be all right, and I believe that it has some aluminum aspects to it to where it will fade over time. And it's just a great watch. I think that the Rolex Submariner, while a lot of the people that go for that watch are not watch enthusiasts and they're just buying things because they're expensive and because that's what a lot of people wear, it is a great watch. I can't deny that. So that's definitely would be like my dive watch. It was a toss-up between that Rolex Submariner or that new Omega Seamaster, the no date black aluminum dial and bezel. That watch is there. It's neck or neck, so I can go either way. But I think for this purpose of the video, I would choose the Rolex Submariner. Next up, I would choose frick. What would I choose? I had another watch on there. I'm trying to think. Would I do two divers? Would I choose the Omega Seamaster and the Rolex Submariner? Maybe. Maybe those are two of my watches. You can use a diver any day, okay? I love a black dial. They both got them, and you can wear them with anything. And the great thing about a diver is it's essentially a chronograph, or it has one function of the chronograph, the most important function in my opinion, which is using a timer. And you've got at least an hour-long timer. You really don't need to time things longer than an hour in my opinion, or at least when it comes to what I'm using my timers for, it's never exceeding an hour. So I use my chronograph for that time a lot. You know, if I'm going to walk somewhere, I like to see how long it takes me to get there. It's just fun. It's a fun thing to use your watches and use the complications that they have. So I use it with my dive watch too. I'll use my bezel, I move it to whatever the minute mark it's on, and then I'll time things from there. So I might go for a Submariner and the new Seamaster, the no date black dial. Those are two great watches. And then my third watch, maybe an IWC Pilot, the Mark II, I believe it's called. That watch is beautiful. It's a pilot's watch. It's got all those numerics, those numbers. So, and it's a black dial, but I believe in certain lights, you hit it and it looks blue to a certain degree. It has like a blue hue to it. So I think that's fun. All these on bracelets, obviously. The Omega Seamaster comes on that new mesh bracelet, what I love. And then I would also probably do like a Uncle Seiko, or there's another one that begins with a J, I forget, but they both make great bracelets for that watch. So yeah, I think that's what I would choose. If I could still pick a Speedmaster and it couldn't be the newest Speedmaster, I'd choose one from like when the moon landing happened in like the 60s. So I would choose like 1964 or 1965. If that's not when the moon landing was, I don't know exactly what year it is because my brain doesn't work like that. I can't remember everything. If you ask me about Aquaman stuff, I can tell you anything, okay? But yeah, those are the watches I would choose. I'll obviously love to hear feedback from you guys on if you could only have a 3-watch collection, what would you choose? What would those 3 watches be? And what is your current collection? Do you have more than 3 watches? Do you have less than 3 watches? Do you like any of the watches I mentioned? So let me hear from you guys. And also in the future, I know me and Sean want to do a video where we rate your guys' watches. So we'll leave a link in the description, and I'll also maybe put a email right here for you guys to send an email to, or maybe our Instagram, and you guys send us pictures of your watch collection and let us rate it. We'll do a future video where we rate your guys' watches. I think that'll be a lot of fun. I've seen some of those videos on YouTube and I love watching them myself, and I figured let's do it. Why not we do it? We love watches, we love rating watches, we love looking at watches, talking about watches, watches. So thanks for watching this video. Check out the next one, and we hope you have a fabulous day. Au revoir.